I've just had an almighty battle with the elements. I've almost lost my drone, but I've managed to get it back. Oh. Today I'm visiting a little known but historic site called Capel Mud, which translates to the Mud Chapel. It's the site of the first Baptist chapel in North Wales. As well as the chapel ruins, there's an abandoned cemetery at the site. I had no idea about this place until last night, and I've only seen 2 photographs of the place. So I'm curious to have a look for myself. In the photo that I saw, the chapel still had a roof on it. Still very overgrown, even though it's February now. Kate Elizabeth Jones, who died August 14th, 1925, 4 years old. Also, Margaret Jones, who died January 9th, 1934, at 46 years old. Obviously the mother then. There's a row of graves here. Let's see if we can find one where I can read the headstone. In fond remembrance of Mary Jones, Ty Mawr, Pen Graigwen. Ty Mawr would translate to big house. Pen Graigwen is the village nearby. She died March 4th, 1957, at 65 years old. Also her dear husband Edward Jones, who died May 20th, 1960, at the age of 78. So I guess the church wasn't abandoned that long ago, unless they were still using the cemetery for years after the chapel closed. Grace Jones, Preswylfa Llanchmedd, who died July 17th, 1939, at 76 years old. There was a house on the site in the late 1700s, before a chapel was constructed here. And that chapel was only in existence for a couple of decades before they built this chapel in the 1820s, I believe. I'm not sure if this is the house or if this is part of the... No, I guess this is part of the chapel actually. There's a tiny door there. Is that a door or a window? I'm not sure. This seems to be a very old grave here. I thought this might have been the grave of the minister of the church, but it's actually the grave of his children, in memory of David, son of Richard Roberts, Baptist minister of this place, and Mary, his wife. And David died on 14th of May 1806 at 10 months old. Also, David, their son, who died January 11th, 1809 at 18 months old. Also, David, their son, who died April 15th, 1812 at 21 months old. That's very sad. They called every child David, and they all passed away at a young age. Somebody's actually cleared the path up to this grave. Kind of need a machete now to go through this bit here. If it's like this in the winter, you can only imagine what it's going to be like in the summer. There's no way you're going to be able to see these graves in the summer. Another old grave here. This one's actually in English. Sacred to the memory of Rebecca Griffiths, wife of John Griffiths of Hafod Onen, who departed this life on the 9th day of November 1829, aged 78 years. In life beloved and death deeply lamented. Okay, there's a window here, let's have a look inside. I'm using a camera that's placed on a stick today, that's how I'm able to get this shot. Although I might get the drone up, but it is a little bit windy for the one that I've brought with me today. I'll show you an image of the chapel as it was when it still had a roof on it. I think I've got an image of the chapel as it was when it was open as well. Just show you that. I thought that this was the extent of the graveyard, but there's another section here, kind of lower down. I'm sure if I can get to that, we'll try. This is the other side of the chapel. Is this a door or a window? Ah, there we go. I was hoping there might be some plaques or something still on the walls, but I can't see anything. Let's see if we can see this little path that's attached to the building. Must be like a little vestry, I guess. Oh. Should I go in? I'll chance it. I don't advise anybody else to do this. Wow. It's on 2 levels. Maybe this was like a chapel house then, there was somebody living here. Oh, how did I miss that? Never sure what you call these. It's a thing for carrying coffins. That must be very old. Surprised it hasn't rotted away actually. Seems to be another fireplace here. Maybe this was part of the kitchen, maybe. Kind of a little cupboard, I guess, built into the wall there. Just put the camera up here so you can see upstairs. Not much to see there. Okay, I'm outside now. It's actually a gate here. And the tree's kind of grown between the metal there. Look at that. Presumably there would have been a little garden over here for the occupants of the house. I wonder if you can go to the other part of the graveyard from here. There's actually some steps here as well. If I'm not able to go to the other part of the graveyard, I'll put a drone over. And if that crashes, then I will have to find a way to go over there. No, you can't go this way. Let's try back here. Okay, I might be able to go this way. at this grave here, completely overgrown with ivy. We're going to have to step over it, unfortunately. Okay, let's see if we can go this way. See some railings here. I doubt that many people know about this place unless they live in the immediate vicinity. Even if you look on Google Maps, if you check this area out and you put a search for cemeteries, this doesn't come up. So I was excited to come and explore here today. If there's anybody who knows of any similar sites in Wales, let me know so I can go and check them out. This seems to be the grave of a shopkeeper here, in memory of Richard Rowland, shop Pengraegwen, who died September 21st, 1864, at 45 years old. Richard Rowland. Had a spot of bother getting to these ones, but I wanted to have a look at these because they're quite large headstones, so I guess prominent family in the area, I guess, in memory of Grace, wife of Thomas Owen of this parish, who died February 20th, 1863 at the age of 60. Also David, their son, who died May 18th, 1876 at 28 years old. Also the above Thomas Owen, so the husband, who died February 9th, 1900 at 90 years old. And I can see in the distance a Thomas Owen and a Mary Owen buried there. Also an Elizabeth, their daughter, I guess. She died 8 months old in 1865. If it wasn't so overgrown, this would be a good candidate for a nighttime visit, but it's way too overgrown for that. Okay, I've made it to the other parts of the cemetery anyway. There's a lot more graves here. Jane, dear bride of William Hughes, died September 14th, 1894 at the age of 63. So these graves are still quite old here as well. I thought maybe this was the newer section. Wow, look at that slate. It's in pristine condition. Just trying to see the dates on it if I can. Actually, I'll just try and find something so if I can clear this to see it properly. Okay, it's a little bit better now. In fond remembrance of William, son of William and Jane Hughes, Pen Llyn in this parish of Amlwch, the one who died July 17th, 1900 at 31 years old. I'll read this out in Welsh, then I'll translate it when I'm home. Yn yr unig oer anedd yn welw mae William mewn llygredd. Y garreg uwch lle mae'n gorwedd a dystiau I fod mewn dystaw fedd. That's amazing. The inscription is 125 years old and it's in pristine condition. Like it's not dirty at all, really. Look at that. Wow, It's a lot bigger than I thought. You've got graves way back there as well. Just turn round, face the chapel view. I've just had an almighty battle with the elements. I've almost lost my drone, but I've managed to get it back. Put it up in the air, and it's just a small DJI nano drone. And the wind took it away in that direction. I'll show you some of the footage. There's a little road the other side of all of this, and I kind of flew it low towards the wind, and somehow I managed to get it back into the cemetery. And then there was another battle then to try and keep it in the cemetery. I eventually crashed into this tree, and here it is. Oh, I'm so happy. There you go, buddy. Oh, that was scary. Let's have a look at some of these graves. In fond remembrance of Elias Morris, Tir Capel Bedyddwyr. That would be the chapel house of the Baptists. So I guess that must be the house that's attached to the chapel. And he died 15th of March 1890 at the age of 68. Also, Sidney Morris. Oh, his wife. I thought that might have been a man's name. The one who died December 12th, 1897 at the age of 73. If the place ever got cleared, there's probably a lot more graves here than you can actually see. Seems to be some children's graves here. Try and read at least one of them. Oh no, it's not possible. It's too dirty. I wish I brought some wipes or something. Chest tomb here, but without the lid, I guess. Probably tell by my voice that I was pretty happy about this discovery. Just want to check this one out, as it's in a prominent spot here looking down at the other graves. Good thing I checked this one out. There's 3 languages on this headstone. There's a bit in Welsh. You came from the soil and you've returned to the soil. And then in English underneath are deposited in hopes of joyful resurrection the mortal remains of Owen Owens, late of Maes Meredydd in this parish of Amlwch, who departed this transitory life on the 24th day of January in the year 1818, in the 69th year of his age. And then there's a bit in Latin and French here. I've just taken a photograph of it. We'll see what AI says about it. Can you translate the inscription on this headstone? Just thinking about it.
This headstone is quite unique because it features a biblical passage inscribed in 3 different languages: Latin, French, and Welsh, partially visible. The text is a translation of John chapter 5, verses 28 to 29. Here is the breakdown of what is written. Latin inscription: Ne hoc miramini, nam veniet hora, qua omnes qui in monumentis sunt audient vocem ejus. Translation: Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming in which all who are in the graves will hear his voice. French inscription. Et ils sortiront, savoir ceux qui auront bien fait, en résurrection de vie, esperluette ceux qui auront mal fait, en résurrection de condamnation. Translation. And they shall come forth, those who have done good, to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of condemnation.
Well, the bits in Welsh that I picked on is here. There's also lies the remains of Hugh Owens, formerly of Maes Meredith, son of Owen Owens, the one who left this life on the 10th day of June in the year 1857 at 69 years old. It seems to be somebody's put some graffiti on this. See these, somebody's tried to make a drawing there. Is that a boat? I think it might be. Take a photo, that might be easier to see it. Is that, yeah, that's definitely a boat. You can see a sail there and a sail there. Not sure what this is, can't make that out at all. Some more here. Okay, make my way back towards the chapel. If you follow the channel, you'll know that sometimes I go to cemeteries at night, especially if there's a story that they're haunted. Something I've started doing during the daytime now when I go to these places. I'm gonna take an EMF meter with me, just in case. A lot of people say that ghosts don't hang around cemeteries. Don't think that's true in Ynysmon. I know of at least 6 cemeteries which I believe to be haunted, and I've been to a couple of them and I've picked up EMF spikes. Haven't had anything here so far though. Okay, back by the chapel house now. Another chest tomb there, or chest grave. There's no way of reading that. I'd love to read every headstone here if I could, just in case there's something interesting. Maybe I'll come back here one day actually.
The world outside can't wait a few, 'cause right now we got nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds, your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me, floating easy. We got nowhere to be, got no